identification as Arthur race beyond time. So it's remain only one identity, is that the nationality is Thai. So this is interesting. Once I met the Malaysian ambassador, Dato Nasira, when I was in Bangkok. Previously, I worked in Bangkok. Then I moved to PSU, Songkhla. So the Malaysian ambassador at the time told me that, Rustam, your nationality is Thai, but your identity, or your race is Malay. So I was surprised at the time. So then I try to focus on the root, the root of mine, as people of Satun. So then today I will more focus on Satun to the regarding to this topic. Okay. So when we talk about the deep south province of Thailand, or the southernmost province of Thailand, we also uh, familiar, or we also receive or reading the news about the conflicts in this southernmost Thailand. You know, uh, this conflict, the conflict in the southern Thailand, over the past 2 decades, the conflict in southern Thailand has claimed more than 7,000 lives in the majority Malay Muslim region in Pattani, Narathiwat, and Jala provinces. But no any single incidents happened in Satun since we start record the history. This is come to a very interesting of why. And for the important of study, Malay identity is a core, but often misunderstood, especially from Thai government, and become the element of this conflict. It means that Thai government uh, try to avoid to mention the identity of the Malay Muslim, and try to mention only one as a Thai, or the process of assimilation. That's causes problem, and one of the root conflict in those Pattani region. So understanding and embracing this identity of Malay is crucial for sustainable peace. And for a deeper look on the case of Satun, Satun is a unique and often overlooked area within the broader Southern Thailand context, where Malay identity has evolved differently, due to specific historical and social factor. But there is some difference between if we compare between Pattani regions. When I talk about Pattani region, uh, this is the own word or own definition regarding to the current 3 provinces of southernmost of Thailand, uh, comprising of Pattani province, Yala province, and Narathiwat province. But we may call all of the provinces as the previous term or historical term at Pattani. And if we compare Pattani region and Satun, there's some difference, and you may try to understand, why a lot of different, come after this different, for historical status, for Pattani, region or Pattani Kingdom, Sultanate, they were powerful and they were independent Malay Sultanate, and but for Stun was smaller Malay state. We have Kingdom of Satun, Bambang Sangkaran, closely to Kedah Sultanate. So or we can say that Satun Sultanate or Kingdom of Stun was part of the bigger Kedah Sultanate. So by this term, they are very different between those in Pattani that was powerful kingdom and independent. But for Stun, we would perceive like a part of Kedah Sultanate. And for integration into Siam, for Pattani region, it was integrated by Phosphun, and of course made with very, very strong resistance to the present time. But for Stone is more the integration process is more cooperative and less confrontation. And for the Thaification policy, or the assimilation to become Thai, is a part of nation building process. For Pattani region, Thai government apply aggressively and aim at erasing Malay Muslim identity. But for Stun, we can say that tolerance by heavy hand policy, more autonomy allowed, different to Pattani region. And for language and culture, for Pattani region, it's a distinct Pattani Malay language, Jawi script, strong Islamic identity. But for Stun, Malay dialects close to Kedah Malay. In Satun, those Malay people in Satun, when they talk Malayu, their dialect is close to Kedah. Because as I told you, Stun perceived as a part of Kedah Sultanate long time before, and also mix up some identity common, or the mixed identity between Malay and Thai, and for the current conflict level in the Pattani region is ongoing conflicts and separatist movement. But for Stun, the minimal ethnic or religious conflicts, virtually no separatist movement in record, and for intermarriage with Thais, in that Pattani region is a quite lower rate, strong preservation of distinct Malay Muslim identity. But for Stun is a quite higher rate of intermarriage with Thai Buddhists, and of course, finally those Thai Buddhists will be converted to become Muslim. But this is some feature of characteristics compared between Pattani region and Satun. And when the heart of the problem is about the Malay identity, we may clarify what we call the Malay identity, so into my argument is that, the Malay race concept, based on, outdated physical classification by, like Johann Friedrich Blumenbach in 1889. In 1889, at the time, Blumenbach divided people in the world into five groups. That is from Caucasian race, Mongolian race, American race, and Malay race, and Negro race, by their physical, because Frederick Blumenbach, he was the physician, so he divided people by the physical of world population, and by his definition, Malay became one distinct race among 5 races in the world, and however, in the later, this concept, the Malay race concept, based on outdated physical classification, is distinct from the modern Malay identity, which try to religion, language, and culture, not physical, not school, or what, or not, their face, or their teeth, and therefore my argument is that being Malay does not automatically mean being a citizen of Malaysia. The Thai government must acknowledge and accept its citizens' diverse identities, rather than aiming to force assimilation into a singular Thai identity. By the study of Anthony Miller, his book in 2010, he tried to clarify, the 3 terms: Malay race, Malay ethnicity, and Malay nation. For Malay race, Miller criticized that, this kind of identification based on physical characteristic. Here, Malay refer to Austronesian speaking groups. However, this concept became the foundation for the colonial framework used to segregate and control populations, leading to confusion with Malay identity in modern state like Malaysia, which is based on religion, language, and culture, not biological race. And Miller also clarified another term, Malay ethnicity, that define the Malay ethnic groups based on religious and cultural foundation, and Malay nation or Bangsa Malayu, explained through the lens of Malay political nationalism, wider accept and hold great economic weight and validity in modern scholarship, particularly with the field of political science, anthropology, and socio-cultural study, than the concept of Malay race. So by this qualification of Miller, so the identity of Malay or Malay ethnicity, is common in the Southeast Asia. It doesn't mean that to be a Malay means being a citizen of Malaysia. Of course, so in Thailand, to be to have Malay identity, or to hold the Malay ethnicity, in Thailand, at the same time holding the nationality as a Thai, so it doesn't mean that the security of Thailand, will become in danger or like that, but the Thai government must acknowledge and accept this citizen diverse identity, rather than, as I told you, aiming to force assimilation into singular Thai identity. And that's because the bigger problem after that. And this I show you a map of Satun, as a part of Monton Saiburi or Kedah Sultanate under the control of Siam, in 1900, this Satun. And for another topic is the Satun unique Malay identity, a case study of assimilation. Before I lead you to this topic, I will open another slide, especially regarding to Stone, unveiling the deep-rooted Malay history and cultural identity of Stone. Can you see this slide, Dr. Mahathir?
Yes, very well.
Okay, thank you. So I will introduce Stone to you. Some of you may not know where is Stone. Satun, pronounced it in Thai language, Satun, is one of Thailand's southernmost provinces on the western coast, sharing a land border with Malaysia to the state of Police, and why now a Thai province. Its historical narrative is linked to Malay world, particularly the Sultanate of Kedah. Satun, in Malay language, we call Setun. This is the previous name, Setun. During the Kedah Sultanate, we call Setun. Setun meaning the name of fruit, santol, fruit tree. This is santol. This is a famous fruit of stone and symbolic, of stone. Was an integral part of Malay cultural and political sphere for a century. And and this presentation, if we will explore how Satun identity was shaped by Malay rule, eventually shift to Siamese or Thai sovereignty, and enduring Malay legacy. Okay, for the Kedah Sultanate era, Satun Malay foundation. As I told you, Satun and Kedah have very long bond of history. In in ancient Thai, for hundreds of years, before the 20th century. What is now Satun was known as Satun, or the name of fruit Santun, and from the northernmost district of the powerful Sultanate of Kedah Darul Aman. And for Malay demographic and culture, the population of Stun was majority Malay. They spoke a dialect of Malay similar to Kedah and Police Malay, and practiced Islam as their religion, and adhere to Malay custom and tradition. And for administrative integration, Satun was administered directly by Kedah Malay district chief, manage local affairs and collect tax and enforce Kedah law. For economic and social life, the people of Stone were engaged in activity common to the Malay Peninsula, including rice cultivation, fishing and trade, integrated into Kedah broader economic network. masjid and religious school were central to the community life and the sense of belonging. For the people of Stone, long time before, their primary political and cultural, sense of belonging was the Sultan of Kedah, and they saw themselves as a part of the wider Muslim community of the peninsula. And by this map, credit to John Aerosmith from National Library of Australia. The Siam Malay border in 1821, showing Kedah, which include Setun, and carved out as a separate non-Malayan territory, and everything north of Kedah is mean from Trang as part of Lower Siam. And let me explain to the history of Stone briefly. Setun, kingdom of Stone Membang Sangkara, was immersed after the end of 20 Sultan of Kedah reign, Abdullah Mukarram Shah, that his reign ended in 1797. Sultan Abdullah Mukarram Shah, he had 10 sons and 11 daughters. For example, Sultan Ahmad Tajuddin Halim Shah, the second of Kedah, who was his successor to be the Sultan of Kedah. But his sibling Tunku Bisnu, he could not succeed his father as Sultan, and he was sent to be king of Setun at the time. So the Setun city was immersed at the time of Tunku Bisnu, the sibling of, at the time, Sultan Ahmad Tajuddin Halim Shah, the second of Kedah. And practically, we can see that Kedah and Stone, separate or partition, since 1808, but of course, still under the influence or rule of Stone under Kedah, And another sibling, Tunku Yaqub, he committed the coup, and success, and results in partition of Kedah in 1843 by Siam into 4 districts, Kedah, Kubang Pasu, Perlis, and Setun. So for Kingdom of Setun Membang Sangkara, the first Raya was the Tunku Bisnu, the sibling of the Sultan of Kedah. His reign ended in 1843, and after that his son was succeeded, Tunku Muhammad Aqib, from 1843 to 1876, and the third one, Tunku Ismail, 1876 to 1888, and after that, Tunku Abdul Rahman, 1888 to 1897, But Tunku Abdul Rahman's permanently illness left his seat empty, and prompting Kedah to appoint Tunku Baharuddin bin Kumeh as Setun governor in 1897 to 1916, during this time, during this transition in the reign of Tunku Abdul Rahman, Setun was returned as a part of Kedah. But when the Tunku Baharuddin bin Kumeh or Kudin was appointed to be, to be the governor. He is not from a royal family. He was uh, ordinary people, and he was the commander of the Kedah or Alostar prison, like that. During Kudin administration, the Kadahan or Kedah jurisdiction in Setun was officially ended in 1909 in the wake of Anglo-Siamese Treaty. And by himself, Tunku Baharudin bin Kumek or Kudin, or his descendants, or his, today currently family like a Bintamangong, family name in Satun, Kudin bin Kumek, he was pro-Siam, and he was, titled or promoted as a Praya Puminat Pakdi. Kudin began to send bunga mas tributes, separately from Kedah. And this made Kedah angry on him, and introduced the Siam language or Thai language as the language of the court and administration, replacing Malay. Though the process of assimilation started from him, Kudin bin Kumek, he was pro-Siam, and but in the beginning, he facing, less popularity in Setun because he was not from royal family of Kedah. He was just ordinary people, but he tried himself to be more close to Siam, and to be more pro-Siam by his policy, and causing very, big change after that, the starting assimilation, and by this map, in 1860, the map of Kedah, looked quite different after losing Trang to Siam in 1810 and seeing Prince of Wales Island and province West Leslie go to the British between 1986 and 1860. Kedah underwent a major change, and that came to the Kedah partition in 1843, which basically split the region into 4 districts on the map. Setun, Perlis, Kubang Pasu, and Kedah. This is the Kedah partition 1843. Kedah partition 1843. And growing Siamese influence and chiefing sand. For Siamese suzerainty, why Setun remained under Kedah direct control. Kedah itself had, for centuries acknowledged a loose sovereignty to Siam. This often involved sending symbolic tribute of Bugamas, Squadron Flower to Bangkok. And for increasing pressure, by 19th century, Siam began to exert greater influence and direct control over its southern tributary state, including the northern Malay Sultanate like Kedah. For strategic location, Setun political geography location bordering the main Siamese territory and providing access to Andaman Sea made it strategically important to both Kedah and Siam, and limit direct Siamese rule initially. Despite Siam claims direct Siam administration in Setun was minimal during this period. The daily life of the Malay people continue largely under Kedah customary law and local Malay leader. And the big change has come during the time Siam and the growing British Empire were, cleverly playing diplomatic game. The action would eventually decide what would happen to places like Satun and other Malay state. And the most important point of history or milestone was the Anglo-Siam Treaty in 1909, caused the Malay dislocation. By this treaty, the British sought to consolidate their control over the Malay state they already protected, like Perak, Selangor, Negeri Sembilan, and Pahang, and secure other economic concession. Siam, in turn, sought international recognition of its sovereignty over the northern Malay state, its claim. And the cessation of Stone, with the agreement, the British said Siam now fully owned Pattani, Yala, Narathiwat, and Stone. In return, Siam gave up its claim to Kedah, Perlis, Kelantan, and Terengganu, which then officially became protected by the British. And for Malay perspective, for the Malay people in Satun, this was a huge and often unwanted change. They were certainly cut off from Kedah, their historical and cultural home, and put under a government that was not Malay and not Islamic. And for a divided community, the new border effectively divided family, clan, and long-established social and economic networks, creating a sense of displacement of many. And some or terminology, or some competition or the explanation from scholar regarding to Stone, like in 1890, Sir John Frederick Dixon, at the time acting governor of the Strait Settlement, began categorize the state based on racial and religious distinction. In 1890, at the time, Stone was part of Kedah Sultanate. His conception racialized peninsula map, as such, for example, that singular or Songkhla was Siamese and Buddhist, and Pattani or Malay and Muslim, Muhammadan. For Terengganu, purely Malay, and Satun, Perlis, and Kedah, Malay. While states north of Stone were deemed Siamese or from Trang above. Above Stone, it was Trang province. And from the books, the Malay, the people of Southeast Asia and the Pacific by Anthony Miller, he tried to classify or clarify the terminology like Malay race or Malay identity, or Malay nation, as I told you before. And for the book, like a child with two parents, race, religion, royalty on Siam Malay frontier, 1895 to 1902 by Amrita Malhi. This book explores how the people on the Siam Malaya border felt pulled between two powers, Siam and British, and how their identity, religion, and royalty shaped their life during the time. And he also mentioned that the Sultan of Northern Malay state at the time try to include themselves to the British protectorate, because don't want to be part of Thai or Siam at the time. And Satun under Siamese rule, the end of Malay kingship and education shift. Siam decided to end Malay kingship in Satun after Anglo-Siam Treaty 1909 and replacing the king or Raya with governor from Bangkok. The first was Prakoja Ishaq. He was Muslim named Tuiwin Abdullah, but growing in Bangkok. Later, he was titled Phaya Samantarat Burin. So the position of the Kadi Besar or head Kadi was introduced and filled by Dato' Yutitam, and his rule marked the end of fully Malay medium education in the area. It started from the previous one, Udin bin Kumat, and officially after 1909 Anglo-Siam Treaty by during his administration Phaya Samantarat, this person, the end of fully Malay medium education in the area. The education system was reformed to incorporate Thai as a primary language of instruction. This change gradually led to a shift in language and identity among Satun Malay community. And today, only a small percentage of Thai Muslim in Satun can speak Malay fluently or as their mother tongue language. As a very contrast to their historical sister state further south or those in Pattani region. And enduring legacy Satun Malay identity today, after Anglo-Siam Treaty 1909. Post 1909 integration. After the treaty, Satun was formally renamed Satun from Sertun to Satun and fully integrated into Siamese administration system. Over time, Thai language and education become dominant. And for persistent Malay culture, even after more than 100 years under Thai rule, Satun is special among Thai provinces because its Malay culture is still very strong and easy to see if you come to Satun. And for language and religion, while most of people in Satun are Malay Muslim, the number of those who speak Malay as a mother tongue language has dropped quite a lot. But still, Islam remains their main religion. And for cultural preservation, Malay custom, tradition, cuisine, and architecture style can still be observed, particularly in the rural area and among the older generation. Like this house, Langpote House, located in Satun City. This house belonged to me, and one of the few Malay house now remain in Satun City. And for unique identity, Satun is still a very special province in Thailand. It's like a living storybook showing its long and mixed history as part of Malay world is truly bend its Malay root and new Thai identity. For the percentage of people who speak Malay, like this book written by my grandfather, this person on the right, Sheikh Abdullah Langpute. Sheikh Abdullah Langpute, he was my grandfather, and he was the member of parliament, last 70 years ago, and of course he was Malay ethnics, but Thailand nationality. He was among the first Muslim in Thailand to become the minister at the time. He was appointed as Minister of Health and Minister of a deputy minister of education, and he himself was a historian also. He wrote a book, the first book about the history of stone wrote by him. This book, in Thai language, and he also wrote, multiple books in Malay language. In this book, History of Stone, he mentioned that in 68 years ago, this book published in 68 years ago, he mentioned that at the time the Satun people who speak Malay as a mother tongue language was 40% last 68 years ago. But if you come today, we may not find the official data, but we can observe that less than a quarter of Satun people can speak Malay. So we lost this identity, is mean in terms of language, gradually and very fast. Okay, come to Satun unique Malay identity, a case study of assimilation. As I told you, for the geographical and historical context of Satun, Satun was historically a district or a sub-state of the Kedah Sultanate, and its ruler were minor princes. This was quite different from the Patani kingdom, which was a large, significant realm with a long and rich history of its own. And Satun special culture come from where its history is on the western coast facing Andaman Sea and was connected to the Malay kingdom of Kedah, not Patani. So we can say that Satun and those Patani region grew up in different history. Stone was part of Kedah, and Stone attached to Andaman Sea, and we connect directly to northern Malay state of Kedah, police like that. Satun and Patani region, we have one province is Songkhla in between, so this means Satun work more, and also that since we connect more to Kedah, not Patani, so this means Satun work more with Siam, Thailand over time, instead of fighting. The ruler were not as strict here. Thai ruler were not strict here, different to Patani. So Malay and Thai culture mix more, leading to a unique, some identity like that, where people often speak both language and have a mixed family. And characteristic of Satun Malay identity. For the Satun Malay language, is close to Kedah dialect, and even people in Satun in the present time, most of them they speak Thai Southern dialect, but a lot of mixed word with Malay language remain, like for the like a word in English, promise. Satun people still use like a chanchi in Malay language, and in many words, for example, what we call like a like a Shanchi or some other words I try to recover, and for the process of assimilation, in Satun, for historical feature, absent of sustained armed resistance, critical Satun has largely been spared the sustained armed separatist movement and violent conflict that have placed Patani, Yala, and Nariwat. This relative peace and lack of overt resistance facilitate a different and less confrontational and more gradual process of integration. And the role of local elite, local Malay elite and ruler in Satun often adopted a more accommodating stance toward Siamese rule, potentially facilitating smoother policy implementation from the center. As I told you, since the time of Kuden bin Kumek, the process of assimilation start after that and very fast, and we can say that those Satun ruler after that, after Kuden bin Kumek, is after is a 1909 Anglo-Siam Treaty. So the governor in Satun was appointed directly from Bangkok, not local people, and the role of local elite, like Che Abdullah Langpute, also my grandfather, he was elected as a member of parliament, and he was selected or appointed as a minister at the time. One the first of one among the first of Thai Muslim to become minister at the time, and even the first Malay Muslim was appointed as a minister at the time, from Satun province, not from that Pattani region. This we can observe that the central government of Bangkok, they have more flexible or not restriction in terms of their rule over stone, and also they also promote the stone local elite to hold a important position, in Bangkok, and this can create the perception that Bangkok government was not try to hardly assimilate stone, but gradually, give some space, not hard assimilation like in the Pattani region. And for socio-economic factor, economic linkage and mobility, Satun economy focus on featuring farming, rubber, border trade, and tourism. Naturally brought people together. They met Thai speaker from other area for business. This mix of people and the need to trade made it helpful for student Malay speaker to learn and use Thai for taking and selling goods. And another factor is the widespread Thai language education. Thailand national school system, which only teach in Thai, was used really well in Satun. This means almost everyone there learned to read and speak Thai very well over time. And this was different from the deep south of Pattani region. In those areas, all Islamic schools called Pondok or Ponok were very important. They helped keep Malay culture alive and gave people another choice besides the government school. But in Stone, people went to national Thai school much more, fully compared to Pattani region. And its impact to language also, like in my grandfather generation, like Cik Abdullah lang putih, in my grandfather generation, or we can say that in those generation, majority of Satun people, they speak Malay as a mother tongue language. But in my father mother generation, they like just understand but unable to speak fluently. In my generation, most of Malay Muslim students, they don't both understand and speak Malay, and they speak only Thai, But of course, there are a few, few villages in Satun that people, including the new generation, they still speak Malay, like a village in Ban Kuan or Jet Bilang or Puyu, especially those villages that attached to Thailand-Malaysian border, and for the impact on identity, dual affiliation, the spatial way of blending it in has shaped Malay and identity in Satun in a unique way. People there feel they are both Malay, holding onto their Islamic faith, tradition, and local language, and also proud Thai citizens without feeling, conflicts. And for national belonging, Satun Malay generally feel very connected to Thailand. They fully take part in Thai national life, respect Thai symbol like the flag, and truly see themselves as a Thai citizen. They often value being Thai just as much as they value their Malay background. But the new, what I recently observed is that if I ask the people in Stone in this generation, especially in young generation, ask to them that what what kind of ethnicity you are, they will respond to me that we are Thai Muslim, not Malay Muslim with Thai nationality, or even new generation, they come to understand that their ethnicity are Thai, not Malay, since they cannot speak Malay and they go to Thai curriculum school, and this is the gradual loss of Malay identity in Satun, even we can say that the Malay Muslim in Satun now, they understand that they are like the Muslim in neighboring provinces like in Trang or in Songkhla, as a Thai Muslim who speak Thai Southern dialect is that, but they don't know the root that they are Malay, or their root are Malay identity or Malay ethnicity. This is as a result of assimilation process, in Satun, but different to in Pattani region. In Pattani region, if you ask them their ethnicity, I believe that they still answer that they are Malay, they are Malay Muslim. Of course, they are Thai nationality, but they are Malay Muslim. Different, very different to Stone in the present time. This is impact of identity. And in Stone, the sense of the feeling of us versus them is very less. It's very less. And Malay identity obstacle or key to peace. For the misconception, Malay identity is often mistaken, seen as a problem for Thailand unity or reason for conflict. The power of identity for peace building. Building share understanding, recognizing and respecting Malay identity help building trust and understanding between people. Fostering participation, recognizing and respecting Malay identity helps build trust and understanding people between people. And foundation for diversity, different identity like Malay and Thai can form the basic of peaceful and diverse society. And also empowering local community, acknowledging Malay identity make local community strong and more capable. No need to, to forcefully assimilate or forcefully, remove the real identity of the people. We must separate between identity and nationality, under Thai rule, of course. Malay Muslim are the population of Thailand, are the population of Thailand holding Thai nationality, but they can keep their identity as a Malay, and that is Thai government should not try to reject this reality. And pathway to peace, embracing Malay identity. For education and share learning, promote inclusive education that accurately cover Malay history and culture across the region. And for the considered sensitive public policy, for implement policy that are sensitive to the culture, or basically it means that we need to make policy that are more understanding of each area's culture, including using local language in public services, and also for restoring trust and fostering justice, ensure transparency and fairness in judicial process and respect for human rights, and acknowledge past grievances and work toward just resolution, and also promoting dialogue and communication, create safe space for open discussion among diverse groups, including those from Satoon, Pattani, Yala, Narathiwat, who have different identity to the another Thai in the central, and support local and religious leaders, recognizing their vital role in fostering understanding and guiding communities toward peace, adopting approach to suit the local context. Like an institute leader may play a crucial role in building Thai and Malay identity. And for the last, the conclusion, to make lasting peace in Southern Thailand, we must understand that being Malay in all its different way, even the special mix in Satoon, is not a problem, but actually a key part of the solution. Possessing a Malay identity does not automatically equal to being a citizen of Malaysia. Malaysia ethnicity defined by religious and cultural foundation, and the concept of Malay nation through political nationalism are more widespread accepted, in adequately valid than Malay race concept. The Thai government must acknowledge and accept the wide diverse identity of its citizens, including the unique Malay identity found in region like Satun or Patani region, rather than aiming for forced assimilation into a singular Thai identity. Policy should promote inclusive education that cover Malay history and culture, implement context-specific public policy sensitive to culture nouns and local language, and foster inclusive dialogue, recognizing and respecting Malay identity can build trust, foster participation, and lay a foundation for peaceful, diverse, and society as exemplified by Satun, more peaceful integration compared to other southern border provinces. And it is the conclusion what of my presentation. So I want to underline again that that the policy of the government should try to accept the different identity of the people, should not try to forcefully assimilate the different people into one identity of as a Thai, like that, and that create many problems, not only in southern Thailand region, but also in another region also, and so I hope that you may understand more about the the what we call the way the core problem, and also the solution to resolve the problem, especially in Satun and those Patani region, accept their identity. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Mahathir Ahmad. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Roostum, for very insightful sharing. So it is indeed very insightful to learn the Malay identity, or in Bahasa we call it Jati Diri Melayu, Jati Diri Melayu, okay, especially in the Southern Thai, and to learn that the formation or historical formation of this identity in Southern Thailand, it is varies if you compare the Satun region with the what we call the three provinces like Yala, Narathiwat, and also Patani, because we can see that the history of building the Malay identity is different. So therefore, this formation would what we call it, influence the way how people become. So we also learned that embracing Malay identity, or in general, national identity, it is not enough to just claim that I know how to cook nasi lemak, or I know how to wear baju Melayu. So it's go beyond that, okay? To protect, to preserve the identity of who you are, okay? To embrace that identity that we have here. Okay, so Dr. Roostum, we still have a little bit time that we can open the session for question and answer. Okay, let me give this opportunity to the audience. Whoever would like to ask question, you may want to turn on your speaker and ask question, and you can also drop message in the chat box. So I can help you to read it. Any question? Okay, perhaps the engine is not warm up yet. Okay, maybe I can start the question first, Dr. Roostum, to warm up the engine. So I'm sure that we have some NGOs here with us, and also the higher education as well from other region of the country, and also from Indonesia as well. Perhaps they have question. Let me start with the first question first, yeah? Okay. So, Dr. Roostum, as a person who worked with the Southern Thai community, specifically Malay community in Southern Thai, if we could learn okay, what would be the issues or background that we need to pay attention or be mindful of in working with this population?
Okay, that is a very good question. You know, there's some sensitive space that still remain, especially in Thai public. I think that uh, for the public, the government doesn't try to accept the identity of Malay as an ethnicity in Thailand, and they try to forcefully term on people in Thailand as a Thai. Okay. Actually, holding a Thai nationality is not a problem, but people should be open to identify themselves regarding to their ethnicity or like a Malay, like that. So if you come as an NGO, you come to work in Thailand, right? If you contact to the authority, you may you may avoid those some word like the uh, Malay ethnicity in Thailand, like that, for those authority, but I hope in the long run, the government, by academic or by people in Thailand, we try to make the government understand that please try to accept the identity of people, not try to assimilate, or they try to forcefully make term the all Thai as only as a Thai only. Yeah. So that is what you may be be aware of. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Rustam. So in other words, I also hope that as a ruler, they would respect the cultural and also identity diversity in the Southern Thai so that we can
Yeah.
kind of like respect
Like
human.
for the term Malay ethnicity, uh, not the nationality, but Malay ethnicity or Malay identity,
Okay,
regarding
okay.
to the map of what I present to you, for the map of Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, and he mentioned that all of this Southeast Asian, it's been see it's been people in the Southeast Asia, starting from Southern Thailand to Malaysia, Indonesia, like that. They were in same like Malay race, yeah, okay. But you may oppose, of course. But this is race. This is the identity, not nationality. So we can observe that, like in Indonesia, even you are Indonesian by nationality, but you may be Malay by the identity, especially in the southern Sumatra, like that, but if you try to force people to accept the central or only your definition of identity, people will be feel forcefully and what we call oppressed and upset and maybe opposed to the government, like in Patani region. Yeah.
That makes sense. So I can see that Miss Anjana, she raised her hand just now. Do you have any question, Miss Anjana? Would you like to proceed with the question?
I have questions a little bit about what the difference of identity or ethnicity between Satun and Patani people. Thank you.
Okay. Satun people and Patani people, they are majority of them. Of course, they are same Malay. They are same Malay. But we can say that come from different roots. For Satun Malay people, by history, they attached to Kedah Sultanate. So the language they speak, the history they share, is closely to Kedah. But for Patani region, they have their own unique kingdom, a very strong kingdom. But for Satun Malay, Satun was small and was like a Mukem, district of Kedah Sultanate. And when we come after 1909 Anglo-Siam Treaty, the largest state or larger Sultanate like Patani, of course, people and their elites may feel opposition or may feel try to fight with the Bangkok government, don't to accept their their identity, not identity, not to accept their assimilation, and and they may want their independence like that. But for Satun, as a small kingdom or a small sultanate, we don't have that long history, like in Patani region, and we can observe that for the last Raya of Satun, like a Kuden bin Kumeh. He tried to play a politics. He tried to be closer to Siam rather than Kedah. If he was closer to Kedah, it's been he was just a person who was appointed by Kedah to be a governor of Satun, and he will eventually become, the people under Kedah control. But if couldn't try to be closer to Siam, Siam will give him more interest, and of course Siam try to assimilate Satun as a part of Siam, and by accept this kind of leader like Kuden bin Kumeh, that's good for Siam, for politics, and for Kuden bin Kumeh also. Yeah. So by this different history, different story, different background between Satun and Patani region, we can see that result in the present day. For the people in Patani region, the political movement that they may try to gain independence remains. But for Satun, there are no record of the group or political group try to be opposed to Thai government, by this different story. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for the question and answer from Dr. Roostum. Do we have any more questions? Perhaps we can give way for another one or two questions from the floor.
Or you
Any
can
questions?
share your experience. I think many of you ever visit Satun. Yeah? Now, every Saturday, Sunday, very long queue of Malaysian car, reaching to Wang Prachan border, sometimes 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, to, to cross the border. Yeah.
I have to admit many interesting places that we can start doing. There was one for those who like extreme game. There is whitewater rafting. I can't remember the name of that resort that they offer, the Longkang.
Longkang, okay.
Yeah.
Laughing.
Yeah. So, any questions? So if we do not have any question, I think, yeah, I just want to check with Dr. Roostum, because we are recording this session. Would you allow the session to be disseminated on our web page and also social media, Dr. Roostum? Would it be okay?
Yes, sure. Yes.
Okay. And some of the participants here, they were asking for the slide as well. So I'm not sure whether is it accommodating for you to provide the
Okay.
slide that we
May
can
I
share
send
with them
to your
later.
email and then you can provide?
So it can be arranged later, yeah, because
Okay.
we're going to arrange that later.
Okay.
Okay. So if we do not have any more questions from the participant, thank you very much. ขอบคุณมากๆนะครับ Dr. Rustam, for the opportunity
You are
and
welcome.
sharing. It is quite interesting topic to discuss further, and I really appreciate the response from you when you were saying yes, because at the beginning I was just trying my luck. Whether would that be what we call it? Would that be yes or no answer from you? And I'm glad that you kind of like take this offer. Okay, so I hope that in the future we can collaborate more and we can work more on the topics that related to this peace process in Southern Thailand. Okay, so again, on behalf of the organizing committee and UKM, I would like to thank you, Dr. Rustam, and also the participant as well for joining. And I know that we have participants, my students, some of the participants from our university, and we have some universities from Indonesia as well, as I mentioned at the beginning. And we have our international student here to take the opportunity. So I'm sure that you can learn from this, and it is a very insightful sharing, and it can also be implemented in your country under the topic of embracing the ethnic identity. Okay. So again, thank you very much for taking part, and have a good day, everyone. Okay. Bye-bye now. Okay. So Dr. Rustam, in terms of like